Hey people, what's going on? It's Friday. It's the 19th of July, and I thought I enjoyed making yesterday's video, and so I'm going to try and follow it up right quick with some more blind polls. I'm one of those sort of people that, even though I'm a creature of habit, some things I'll start and I'll continue. Other things I'll start it and then I'll just stop it, and then maybe I'll do it again later. So in other words, it's like I'm not going to start a new tradition of blind polls. I did this years ago, and people really enjoyed it, and it's taken me years to decide to do it again. So let's see what happens. Before I do that, the last record that I played, thinking about it, it's been 2 years since this was out, and Steven Wilson doesn't sit on his thumbs. He's up to something. Is this called? Yeah, To the Bone, Steven Wilson's last solo album. Still am wrestling with light. With my other setup, the light from the monitor that the camera was sitting on top of was partially how I would illuminate covers. So now I'm still wrestling with how things look to me. This is a really good album, and this has a lot of commercial potential. It could sound great on the radio, but it's still pure Steven Wilson prog. Someone showed this online yesterday, and I thought to myself, I think I have this, and I think someone from the VC years ago, who's long gone, gave it to me. Cool and Together. I believe it's a band from Texas out of Victoria, Texas, and this is one of those things where their stuff is posthumously found, and it's psychedelic funk. It's pretty hard. It's pretty raw, and that's what people like. I like it. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's try this. We'll try a few. Okay, what do we have? Okay, so we have a Bruce Hack. The Best of Dimension 5, Listen, Compute, Rock Home with Miss Nelson and Bruce. Bruce Hack was a electronics pioneer who did a lot of work with children and children's television, using sound effects in a teaching manner. And yeah, this was put out by Emperor Norton, the Beastie Boys record label. Picked up on this and put this out. Some cool stuff. I haven't listened to this in a while. Bruce Hack. He also did the Electric Lucifer, which I think I have. Okay, let's go here. I'm not looking. I'm just trying to. Some of these records are really pushed together hard. What do we got? Peter Mergener, Michael Weiser, Fanciful Fire on the Innovative Communications label. Klaus Schultz from Ashra Temple, his label, which has released a lot of interesting electronic and new age music. Haven't played this in a while. This is one that I keep because I like the label and I collect it. I'd have to play it, but my memory of it is that it's nice, that it's good enough to keep. But I don't remember what that sounds like. Okay, let's go up. Let's go up here. Okay, this is Expo 70. I think it's a one-man guy who does a lot of space, ambient, and kind of psychedelic stuff. Altair Temple. It's a split, okay? One side is Expo 70 and one side is this other band. Someone sent this to me. I can't remember who it was. And I like this. Like I said, it's kind of ambient, psychedelic, droney. Cool. The cool thing about this is that by doing the blind pull, I'm pulling records that if I look at the spine, I might not pull it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it again. Let's go over here. What is this? One of my actual collection. This is one of the first, actually. This is one of the very first actual albums I ever found. And I found this as a cutout. I think I was still a teenager. The Akam Kuhn, jazz pianist, Sound of Feelings. Very intense. I fell in love with this right away. Similar to Cecil Taylor. Akam Kuhn. Is he Czech or something? I don't remember this, but this along with an Anthony Braxton. There's the cutout hole. That's how when I first came across these, they were like a dime a dozen, and now they're like gold bullion. Isn't that funny how history works and time works? We'll go down low. We'll go down low. Oh, I love this band. The Passage, For All and None. I'm pretty sure this is a Manchester band. This brings to mind right away memories of when I played with Mark Burgess of the Chameleons, and when we finished the show and we came over here to visit and celebrate. He freaked out on my collection, but what he freaked out on was when he saw that I had records by The Passage. He says, "What the hell does a guy in Omaha, Nebraska know about The Passage? Nobody knows about The Passage because they're brilliant." And he really freaked out about it for a while. This is a brilliant post-punk band, no guitars, very distinct sound. They don't sound like anyone. The Dick Witz, I believe is his name, the main guy, Dick Witz. I believe he has had a background in classical music. The Passage. Real good stuff. Now that is going to get played today. Let's go. Oh yeah, let's go back here. That's Guru Groove almost standing out. So I'll go back here. This is going to be in my G's, probably Genesis. Not quite. Jerry Goodman with Ariel. Jerry Goodman, the violinist who was in the band The Flock and Mahavishnu Orchestra. This is on the Private Records label. It's not New Age, although it was marketed that way. This is very much coming out of the tradition of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. It's not all fiery, but it's not New Age. It's wonderful. This is a good album, Ariel. How are we doing, people? It's Friday. I'm supposed to play a show tonight outside. It's going to be 100 plus degrees here in Omaha. I ain't going to lie. If the show gets canceled, I've already heard about one outdoor concert scheduled for today in Omaha that's been canceled. I'd like to be canceled. I don't want to play in this heat. I need the money, but I don't. This heat is really hard. So on this side of the room is a whole nother section of music, a whole nother bunch of. See, there's records everywhere, and these need replacing because they're not really made for storing records. As you see, they're collapsing, and there's a whole bunch. I have thousands of CDs as well as all these records. I'm just a music collecting nerd. Proud of it. You know, could be a murderer. I could be a really bad guy. You know, like I say, I sublimate a lot of my anger about injustice and racism and stuff like that into music, because I could knock some heads in this crazy, mixed up, fucked up world. Okay, I'll go over here where you can't really see and pull one. And what do we get over here? What is this? Do you know this album? I need to cover this. Rasputin Stash. I forget where they're from. Funk. This is a really good album. I remember my older brother somehow found out about this band. I think they're from Illinois. And when he brought it home, I dug it right away. Rasputin Stash. Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68, a few years ago sent me a bootleg of their second album, which was never released. I don't know how he got a hold of it. This is cool shit. Mr. Cool, You Better Think off of here. Freak's Prayer. Dookie Shoe. This is a killer album. Rasputin's Stash. Try to find a copy of this. Okay, that was fun. But I'm going to keep it short so that I can upload it fast and watch it and look for comments.